Hello everybody, my name's Nicola and welcome back to my channel. This is the Frugal Cottage, where we talk all things money to help you on your financial journey. Today's video is my sinking funds setup for 2021, so don't forget to like and subscribe and let's get started. So yes, I have shown you my cash envelope setup for 2021 and I'll leave a link below to that in the description box. And this is a continuation of that. These are my sinking funds for the next 12 months. I have a couple of new ones there and then the rest of them here. The rest of them are in my cash envelope binder. I have ordered another one to kind of keep these separate, but it hasn't arrived as of yet. This is just from Amazon, as are the envelopes. So I'll just get the sinking funds ones out first. So like I said, if you've seen my cash envelope one already, you'll know that I love this system and the sinking funds are a part of that. So I have, how many do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 sinking funds that I'm going to talk about as well. And if I show you my budget planner, which is my January budget is coming up next week, there is also a sinking funds tracker page in the budget planner, so I'll be using that in tandem with the sinking fund envelopes. But this is my new budget planner for January, so look out for that video, it'll be up next week. So yeah, so these are my sinking fund envelopes, so I'll just move that out of the way. So I've got 6 of these, and these are what I'm going to be focusing on in terms of kind of getting myself more organised. I had sinking fund envelopes set up last year, but then everything kind of went out of the window, but I want to try and get more organised and just more set up in terms of being able to do things and not give myself so much pressure when suddenly everything arrives at once. So the first one you can see there is Christmas. So obviously Christmas is not a surprise. It's not as if it's not every year. And so next year I want to really kind of have this budget in place, this sinking fund set up, so that when it gets to kind of November time when I start my Christmas shopping, I've just got the pot of money there rather than having to try and take it out of our normal everyday bank account. And this year I've tried to purchase more things from kind of smaller independent shops. And if that's the case, then I'll kind of then pay the money back into our bank account to use. But in this sense, I am using this as a cash envelope. So the aim for this, I think if I aim for like £350 in the Christmas envelope by the end of November, I think that's probably a good aim. So I just need to upload these. So my Etsy store is like on holiday at the moment. I have a sinking funds that are going to go up on my Etsy store, and one of them is a Christmas one, so look out for that. That'll be back open next weekend, hopefully with these things in place. But I'm going to use that to track that. So the first one is Christmas. The second one is birthdays. So birthdays is kind of like a rolling sinking fund, because obviously birthdays happen throughout the year, and it's kind of one where you might add some one month and not need it, but then the next month there might be 2 birthdays. So it's kind of just like a rolling number there for that. I try and tend to have, although this is empty because I know it is, I try and tend to have like £30 in there at any given time, and obviously then if that rolls over then there's more the next month and stuff. But that's the kind of general aim for the birthdays envelope. The next one is school related expenses. So I currently have 1 child in school and 1 child in nursery, and this envelope kind of covers both really. You know, like if they have, not that they have had this year, but like school trips or kind of school related expenses, if they need new stuff for school. Again, you know, this hasn't happened this year, or they need to take in like £1 for a non-uniform day or whatever, that will all come out of here. And again, normally the most expensive thing that comes out of this one is school uniform in August. So that again is just, that's building it up until that point, and then most of that will be spent in August, and then kind of little bits added here and there, but that is school related expenses. And obviously the older they get, the more likely that is going to be a bigger number, but for now it's fairly small. Following on from school, so the school holidays. So again, like this last year, we just didn't do anything. We had our week away in Scotland, but that was it. And we couldn't do the normal things we do kind of in the school holidays. So the school holidays one here is, I mean, it's mainly the summer holidays, but it does cover kind of Easter and October half term and February half term. This is just money so we can do some fun things when we're all off together. So I work in education as well, so I'm off at the same time as my boys, which is lovely, and generally end up spending more obviously because we're not at work and school. So again, just like to have that bit of pot of money to be able to do more things and just not have to kind of dip into the normal, again, everyday kind of balance there, and just not have the pressure of finding loads of extra money. I had the plan last year that this particular one would come from things that I'd kind of side hustles, so either kind of my self-employed income or like things that I might have sold, you know, on eBay, Facebook and things, but that didn't happen, again for obvious reasons. But that's the plan for that for this year. I don't have a specific number in mind actually for this. It just, I don't want it to be like restrictive. I don't want to have to say no, we can't do that today because we don't have any money. So yeah, we'll just see how that goes. Obviously, like the summer holidays, the 6 weeks are the most expensive block of time, because even if you do things that don't cost a lot of money, it kind of adds up, doesn't it, over time. So we'll see how that goes, but that's definitely one that I need to not prioritise over the others, but it's definitely an important one. The whole reason why we're doing this journey is to spend more time together and make memories, and unfortunately sometimes that means spending more money on things. However, I'm hoping in the long run that's the things that they'll remember overall. And then my 2 new ones. Now you will notice that this one here, firstly, is upside down. Secondly, is not in an envelope. I broke the zip on it yesterday. So like I said, I've got a new binder coming for the singing runs. I also have some more of the plastic envelopes coming. They're just off Amazon. They're, you know, they're not expensive and they should last a long time. I don't really know how I managed to do it, but there you go. Then the 5th one for us is the car MOT. So we have what is a fairly old car now, I suppose, by most people's standards, and MOT and service every year is kind of getting more expensive. At some point we do need to get a new to us car, but I'm not thinking about that just yet. So the car MOT and service is there. It's in, or is it in October, the MOT? I think it's in October, and so my aim for this is to have about £250 in the envelope when it gets here, but £250 to cover the MOT and service, and then hopefully if we need anything else doing, then we've got that kind of chunk already there and we don't have to find lots more. Does that make sense? So the car MOT is a new one. It just means like general car related stuff really. So I've put MOT, but it's kind of things related to the car if it needs anything doing or whatever. That probably is going to be the ones where it needs a fairly significant amount of money in, but it will take a long time to get there, but we'll see. And then the final one, I feel slightly nervous about showing this, but I've wanted one of these for so long. And this is, firstly it's upside down. This is a really personal one for me. So I've wanted a Mulberry purse or wallet if you're American for about the last 10 years. And for one reason or another, I cannot justify the amount that they cost. However, because I've wanted one for so long, I know it's not like a passing fantasy. So I've had my purse, the one that I use at the moment. So I mean my wallet, so where like my cards and cash go. I've had the one I have now for like well over kind of 6-7 years. I bought it second hand off eBay. It's a Radley purse. And I bought it and it's starting to kind of just get really shabby, and it's like it's well used, and I've used it and used it and used it. And I've also wanted a Mulberry purse for so long that I've decided that this year I'm going to start my sinking fund to buy that. Now I'm not going to share which one I want to buy. I think you might be horrified at the cost of that, considering I talk about frugal living and saving money and stuff. However, I intend to save money from this, from my side hustles, from my self-employment stuff, through kind of extra things that I earn. It's not going to come out of our normal kind of salary pot, if you like. I want to do this basically all the stuff I earn on the side, so from things like blog, from YouTube, from kind of VA work, from Etsy, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to put quite a small amount of that into this sinking fund for this and see how long it takes me. And things like I have had some birthday money, so that's going to go in there, for example. And I'm not going to lie, I'm ridiculously excited just to think about the fact that I might finally own one after all this time. And yes, I appreciate that that might seem a bit of an odd thing to have as a sinking fund, but they're not cheap as purses go. They're not, and I know that, and I'll have to use it every single day until forever. It's something that I've really wanted, so that I'm sharing that with you. That's definitely something just for me, but it's coming from a place of I've wanted one for such a long time, and I feel I never spend any money on myself. If this isn't obvious on this channel, I generally don't spend a lot of money on myself, and this is something that I would really like. So that is my 6th final sinking fund there. So the ones I've got, so that is one. I don't know if I'll have made that by the end of the year, but we'll see. And oh my gosh, I will share with you when I finally get it, because I'm so excited. But that's the first one. I've got the car. It says MOT, but it's just general car stuff. We've got the school holidays. school related expenses, birthdays and Christmas, and they're the only ones I kind of feel like we need at this point in time. If I feel like we need any others, I will add them in there, but they are there so far. And that is my sinking fund setup for the next 12 months. I feel a bit strange just sharing that one with you, but you know, I share a lot of things on here and I talk about money all the time and it seems like the right thing to do. So let me know what you think. Do you think I'm absolutely bonkers for having a sinking fund for something that's for me? I told my husband and he was like, you're being ridiculous. I was like, look, I want this, so like I've wanted this for so long, you know, I've wanted one for so long, I'm going to find a way now. So there we go. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and I'll see you again very soon.